gotta do 5 takes, and we gotta do 5 takes.
How you doing, guys? I'm Doug Best, and this is my friend here, the Mr. CEO, Hot Rod Johnson.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Well, what we doing here today, we got Damien over there with the camera. He's showing us how to do everything professionally. But what we doing, we creating a professional national podcast, the Doug Best Show. And this is what the creation looks like. It's a lot of work. And I'm not gonna lie to you about that, but Rod, talk to me.
No, let me ask you, so you say you putting an international podcast show together. Mm-hmm. Name sure the topics you're going to be talking about on the show.
We're going to talk about a multitude of topics, but the main meat and bones of the show is going to be about motivation, inspiration, and redemption. How you could come from wherever you come from. We're not going to use no excuses, but you got to know in your mind and your heart that you're willing to put in the work, put in the time or whatever effort is to make it work. The government don't owe us nothing. The white people don't owe us nothing. Nobody owes us anything. Everybody can make this work. That's the meat and bones of the show.
Okay, briefly, tell me a little bit about where you come from.
Where I came from the inner city. Actually, if we go way back, 1968, I remember the exact moment Martin Luther King got killed. My grandfather was a big giant of a man. We stayed in a little city, a little small country town on the Mississippi River. My dad and my grandfather was a giant. They killed him. Mm-hmm. The Klan killed him. Came to California, I came here, and I did a few things, in the inner city and the streets and whatever, but I ain't gonna make no excuses about my past life. My past life is what made me who I am today. So, just briefly, I don't wanna stress this or nothing, but I went to prison, I sold a bunch of drugs, I made a lot of money. Mm-hmm. I made a lot of money, but that was a thing of the past. I did that, but I want to get all this stuff out front early so people know that I went through that. So I went from rags to riches. And I don't know if we talk about finances and all too much, but what I'm doing right now, I got a successful tax office. If you in Fresno and you in the inner city, you know what Best Taxes is.
Yes.
And also what I'm doing right now, I got a bunch of rentals. I'm self-financing, self-development. A fourplex apartment complex. I was just talking to Damien right now, and he was saying, well, how are you able to do that? How did you do that? Over the course of time, we'll talk about entrepreneurship, investing, stocks, and business. That's what my expertise is. I got 2 business degrees, and plus, I got a PhD, baby, in them streets. But that ain't nothing that we ain't trying to push. I see a bunch of guys be on Facebook and TikTok, and they pushing. They're gangster. I'm not talking about none of that. All the gangsters I know that I seen in the federal penitentiary, they wish they would have never did that.
Oh, yes. I was in the federal prison, man. You got them guys, I seen grown men cry, man. I'm talking about multi-millionaires that I knew from LA, and they was in that federal prison, man. They say they'll give it all back and just go home, man. Some have 30 and 40, 50 years, man.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I didn't cry in the federal prison. I didn't cry. I got an article that we're gonna share with the public, as the podcast go further. I came home it probably like 2004. Tell me if we're going too long. I came home about 2004. I'm in the courtroom crying, but I got a reduction in my sentence. It went down to 19 and a half years. So I did 16 years in the federal penitentiary, 4 years in the state prison. But crying, that's a form of redemption, so you're getting all the bad energy out and getting the good energy inside. That's therapeutic. So crying ain't a bad thing. Sometimes when we grew up in the inner city, people want us to pretend like we super tough. You want to be tough sometimes, but most of the times you want to be smart. That's the important thing. That's what the Best Taxes. That's what the Best Tax and that's what the Doug Best Show is really all about. Redemption and using good sense.
And showing the people that you can come from nothing to something.
Yeah, but you got the most important thing, you got to have some integrity.
Yes, you definitely have to have some integrity. So I have one more question for you, man. What would be the message that you would tell these kids and, really the teenagers about, doing stuff in the street, selling drugs and stuff like that? Because the end result, like you say, you're going to go to the penitentiary.
Yeah, that one right there, that's going to be a difficult one to kind of bridge, because most people do what they do because, that's what they know. But as you grow and you ascend to more knowledge and evolution of your life and your intelligence, you want to try to drive away from that. But I don't want to just sit like I'm on a perch and on a power stool right now because I didn't have some success. And a lot of cats out there don't have the success that I have. You just want to life is like, it's a lesson, you know, and then we just learning as we go. We see a lot of powerful people in our minds, Denzel or 50 Cent or Jay-Z or Beyonce or whoever. In our minds, we might think that, you know, life is different for them because they got a bunch of money. But it ain't no different. Just, you know, just keep going and do the best that you can. That's my message to the people.
That's right. Like I say, Jay-Z, man, he come from a projects in New York, man, you know, to become what he is today. Like I say, y'all be on the lookout for this Doug Best podcast show, man. We're going to talk about a lot of issues, mental health, you know, social injustice and what's just going on right now in the world.
And then, you know, they trying to call Donald Trump a weirdo. I don't know, man. Can Kamala Harris beat her? I don't know. And then one thing, too. So all the cats out there, the young cats you was talking about what message that you want to share with them. I read the book, The Audacity of Hope, Barack Obama. Barack Obama smoked marijuana 7 days a week. He snorted cocaine, and he later became the president of the United States.
He still smoking weed right now. When Snoop Dogg was in the White House, they were smoking weed together.
I'm not sure about that one right there, but
podcast,
oh yeah. Oh my God, it's gonna be real life. It's gonna be real life, and I don't want nobody to be thinking out there, man. Okay, so you see me, and sometimes I'll be talking about money or whatever. So what if I got $1 million or $100,000 and you barely paying your rent? Don't worry about that phone.
Like I say, big bro, sometimes it'd be hard for me to pay the rent, man.
Yeah, Big Rod, you know, so that's what this podcast is gonna be all about. You can start wherever you want to start at. We're gonna talk about my life experiences from rags to riches and inspiration, mental health. Sometimes when you grew up in the inner cities, you don't realize that you suffer from a form of mental health. We call it the game, but that's defective intelligence. We're gonna talk about everything. Barack Obama, everybody.
Just like I say, when people talk about mental illness, man, you know, that's going to be a very strong topic because a lot of people in the black community don't like to speak about it, man. But like I say, I think 75% of the people in the inner city suffer from some type of mental illness.
We're going to touch it. But I'm Doug, this Hot Rod. I'm your friend, baby. The Doug Best Show coming soon. Y'all stay tuned.